fire gets so hot, it burns the soot away.
What happens when the person hunting arsonists is just as haunted by fire as the people setting them? Smoke Season 1 kicks off with a scorching first episode that doesn't waste a second pulling us into the flames, both literal and emotional. From a firefighter-turned-investigator reliving his worst moments in a nightmare, to a mysterious loner quietly plotting his next fiery crime, this show sets its world ablaze with tension, trauma, and secrets. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. In this video, we're breaking down everything that happened in episode 1 of Smoke, from Dave's disturbing past and rocky family life, to the introduction of 2 terrifying serial arsonists who are burning their way through Umberland. One of them we even meet face to face, and you won't believe how ordinary he looks. Let's get into Smoke episode 1, where fire isn't just the danger, it's the language of pain, revenge, and obsession.
Stupid.
No, oh my God, I think it's cool.
A complicated home life. Back in the real world, Dave's home life doesn't offer much peace either. He's married to Ashley, who has a son named Emmett from a previous relationship. Dave's genuinely trying to be a good stepfather, but Emmett wants nothing to do with him. The tension is quiet, but sharp. It's clear that Dave's trying to build something meaningful, but he might not be equipped to handle a family. Ashley, on the other hand, seems supportive, at least on the surface. But when Dave later tells her he's writing a book about his firefighting experiences, her reaction is ambiguous. She might be proud, or she might just be humoring him. Regardless, Dave takes it as encouragement.
I saw something in that fire.
Meet Detective Michelle Calderone. Enter Michelle Calderone, Dave's new unwanted partner. She's not from around here. Metro PD assigned her to help the failing arson investigation division in Umberland, and she's already waiting in Dave's office when he shows up. Michelle is all business, no small talk, no smiles. She's here to catch serial arsonists, not make friends. Dave isn't thrilled. He's used to doing things his way, working alone, following instincts, so the idea of having to collaborate with an outsider, especially one who might challenge his assumptions, grates on him. But orders are orders, and their first assignment together is already waiting. The case involves a Land Rover found completely burned out in a remote area. Its owner, Reginald Irving, claims the vehicle was stolen, but Dave isn't buying it. The details don't add up. Reginald was behind on payments. He'd racked up miles beyond his lease agreement, and most tellingly, he didn't even seem interested in checking whether anything valuable survived the fire. Dave connects the dots. Reginald probably burned the car himself using a Duraflame log, then reported it stolen to escape responsibility. Not the work of a serial arsonist, just a coward with a match.
You said you had some security footage?
Yeah, I was just looking through it.
Profiling the serial arsonist. While the Land Rover case is a bust in terms of leads, it does help establish a contrast, because the real arsonists they're after, they're far more dangerous. Dave and Michelle are hunting 2 different perpetrators. The first wears a brown hoodie, has a limp, and tends to torch potato chip aisles in supermarket. His weapon? A cigarette surrounded by a bundle of matchsticks. A crude, unreliable ignition source. His attacks are bizarre, almost random, but Dave suspects a deeper strategy. Maybe the fires are spread across opposite ends of the city to split the fire department's resources, divide and conquer. The second arsonist is more predictable, but more brutal. Nicknamed Milk Jug, he only strikes at night and always uses a plastic milk jug filled with gasoline. His area of operation is Trolley Town, and his patterns suggest he's fueled by personal grievances. Dave theorizes that Milk Jug watches his victims, learns their routines, envies their lives, and then sets everything they love on fire. This guy's not just trying to scare people, he wants them to suffer. Though they are working together now, Dave and Michelle are far from friendly. Michelle has clearly read Dave's reports and questions one of his theories, that one of the arsonists is a former firefighter. Dave takes that personally. It's his territory, his turf, and he resents the implication that she might be ahead of him. He complains to his boss, Harvey Englehart, hoping for sympathy. But Harvey has no time for ego. He tells Dave to suck it up. Michelle's here to help, and he needs all the help he can get. Still, Dave remains suspicious. Why would a big city detective suddenly get dumped in a small town fire department? Dave suspects Michelle's reassignment might not have been a transfer. It might have been a punishment.
Clear one of them or both. You still gonna have enough flexi?
Michelle's messy past. That suspicion turns out to have some truth behind it. We get a glimpse into Michelle's past, and it's messy. She had an affair with her boss at Metro PD, Captain Stephen Burke. Things got too serious, too fast. Burke left his wife expecting Michelle to embrace the romance, but Michelle wasn't looking for forever. When she tried to walk away, Burke turned vindictive. He threatened to strip her of any benefits she'd gotten during their relationship. She didn't cave, but it clearly cost her, emotionally and professionally. Now she's stuck in Umberland, trying to make something out of this assignment. Her house is a fixer-upper, her past is unresolved, and her present isn't exactly stable. While Michelle goes home to work on her house alone, Dave takes Ashley out to dinner. It's a quiet, moody scene, with rain gently tapping on the restaurant windows. Dave tells her about the book he's writing, a collection of stories from his time as a firefighter. Ashley gives him a lukewarm response, maybe supportive, maybe dismissive. Either way, Dave sees what he wants to see, encouragement. It's a beautifully shot scene, with the rain refracting city lights and a grill's flames reflecting on Dave's back. It's subtle, but powerful. Fire's always with him, always looming.
People call my people.
Oh, it just keeps getting better. Okay, good for you.
Freddy Fasano, the face of Milk Jug. We're then introduced to Freddy Fasano, a man living a lonely, mundane life. He works at Coop's Fried Chicken, bullied by younger co-workers despite his age. When he gets home, he drinks cheap beer and watches porn in silence. He's invisible, forgettable, but he's also dangerous. Freddy is Milk Jug, the second arsonist, and right now he's picking his next victim. Back at the fire department, Harvey drops a bomb. The supermarket chain, Meadow Farms, owned by the global giant ABSGLT, is pressuring the department hard. Their stores keep burning. The city looks incompetent, and heads might roll. Harvey threatens Dave and Michelle directly. If he's forced to retire, or gets fired, he'll make sure Dave goes down with him. And Michelle? He'll pull whatever strings he can to have her demoted again. The pressure is real. The clock is ticking. Michelle suggests looking into every firefighter who was conveniently absent on the days of the fires. That's over 160,000 data points, but she doesn't care. They have to do something. During a well-edited montage, the pair dive into data. Frame rates shift. We see their frustration mount. One interesting shot comes from the laptop's perspective, a creative move that places the audience inside the machine, watching the investigators stare back at us. Eventually, they narrow it down to two firefighters, Arch Stanton and Scotty Busick. Both were supposedly off-duty during key incidents, but when confronted, both claim it's a clerical mistake. Arch, however, takes the opportunity to unleash a storm of racist remarks at Michelle, clearly trying to intimidate her and shift attention. Freddy's first flamed. Meanwhile, Freddy follows a young couple home from a bar. He watches them, stewing in jealousy. They're happy, something he'll never have. And in the dark, quiet night, he strikes. Gasoline, fryer oil, flame. The wife and child escape. The husband doesn't. He's left with severe burns. A life changed forever. Michelle gets an unexpected visit. Stephen Burke, drunk and spiraling. He shows up on her porch uninvited. He's a mess, still clinging to whatever power he once had over her. But Michelle is done. She tells him to leave, and for once, he listens. Dave, meanwhile, visits the house Freddy torched. He learns the couple had been at a bar earlier. It clicks. If his theory about Milk Jug watching his victims is right, then Freddy had to be there too. Dave goes to the bar, talks to the bartender, and gets his first solid lead. She remembers someone fitting Freddy's description, enough to create a composite sketch. Finally, they have something to work with.
One guy alone.
Yeah, some shithead who wears sunglasses inside.
What episode 1 leaves us with. By the end of episode 1, the stakes are clear. Dave is wrestling with fire both inside and out, his haunted past, his rocky home life, and a job that's teetering on collapse. Michelle is fighting to reclaim her dignity and prove herself again after a professional scandal that nearly ruined her. And Freddy? He's not done yet. He's still out there, watching, waiting, burning. And the hunt has only just begun.
It was the first night out since the baby was born. Old friends, had a good...
Our nerdy thoughts. So, what did you think of Smoke's explosive first episode? Between Freddy's eerie calm, Dave's slow unraveling, and Michelle's messy past creeping back in, episode 1 sets the stage for a dark and gripping story about obsession, powerlessness, and how far people will go when they feel like the world's forgotten them. If you're hooked like we are and want more breakdowns, theories, and episode recaps, as the mystery unfolds, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and let us know in the comments. Do you think Dave and Michelle can actually stop Milk Jug before someone else gets hurt? Or is the fire just getting started?